Ghanaian entertainers should explore new markets beyond Nigeria. And this is coming from Ghanaian comedian OB Amponsah. And to him, he says, I feel our focus is too much on Nigeria. I've performed in Rwanda, Zambia, and South Africa, and he feels that we should look beyond Nigeria. The focus is too much on Nigeria. And for him, he feels between Ghana and Nigeria, there's Togo. Why are we not even looking there? We are looking at Nigeria.
What language is he going to speak in Togo?
We are not looking there because of the language.
No, I understand.
That
Nigeria
language
is not
barrier.
A competitor.
Yes, but I understand what you're saying. But
a single market with a vast
let's take his comedy
content.
As a cue. Let's say he's talking about entertainers. Let's take comedy. Now you are trying to crack a joke about probably anything funny, and you go to a French-speaking country. How are you going to say it in French? Language would always be a barrier at some point. There would always be that language barrier at some point. If it is music that I know definitely you find a way. Even with movies, Nigeria, I know that now someone like Ruth Kadiri, her movies that she does, she has a francophone channel that they translate it into French for the French-speaking countries. That one is there, but the comedy, stand-up comedy. How can you tell me you are leaving Ghana to Togo to go and do stand-up comedy? What will you say? La place vision. What are you going to say? Like, do you understand? I understand that yes, Nigeria shouldn't be the target. But
there are other English-speaking countries.
Yes, the other big. Like, I understand, but where is the competition at? Where would the world put center stage?
So I'm thinking that he's looking beyond competition.
No, but
he's just trying to let us understand that we should create our space. We should look beyond the competition.
I understand that one that you're making. I understand we should look beyond competition. We should do all of those things. But here's the situation where the biggest markets or the big chunk markets, the people that, if you say in quote, you look up to, if you're a musician from Africa, you say you look up to Burna Boy, Stone Boy, where does Stone Boy come from?
They're all boys.
Where does Stone Boy come from?
They're all boys.
Burna Boy.
They are boys. They are all boys.
No, he's not a Nigerian.
Yes, I understand, but they are all boys.
And Stone Boy, who is looking up to him? Let's move on. Now, Westkid, Davido, and those people. Now, these people, don't drag me there, cry. These people are like idols in Africa, because you hear, Burna Boy just won a Grammy. This one just won international recognitions. And if you sit down, everyone wants to get recognized outside where they come from. The international recognition is really important to a lot of people. So here's the situation. The market they came from, why would you look beyond that market and go to a market that where you come from is even bigger than that market? You are talking about Rwanda. Do you know any Rwanda movie apart from Hotel de Rwanda? Do you know any Rwanda movie? I don't know any. Do you know any Rwanda music?
Maybe
no,
because
you
not explored enough.
Yes. But if you talk about East Africa, you might say, okay, there is Diamond Platinum. Even in East Africa, I think he's the most popular name there.
And Calligraph Jones.
And Calligraph Jones for rap.
And how about Harmonize? Harmonize isn't bad.
He's like a one-time hit.
Oh. And
he's like a one-time hit.
South is so.
That group is no more.
Yes. But you see, those we are classifying them as East Africa, so it's not just one country. But here, these West Africans, this is a Nigerian, this is a Ghanaian. They are making their countries proud out there. They are not saying, East African artist. I don't even know the country Calligraph Jones is from, but I know he's from East Africa.
From Kenya.
I'm not even up to date. You are not telling me. But because they all classify them as East African artists, but West African, you can clearly know Ghanaian artists are doing well here. Nigerian artists are also doing well here. Back to the conversation of what our brother Waris is saying. The point is, that's Obi. What he's trying to say is, the Rwanda and the rest you are talking about is good for you to cash out from there. But if you are looking at selling out international, and I think our Nigerian brothers have been able to get there, and they have a larger market. Look at their population. Their population alone can tell you are somewhere that if you leave Ghana and you go to Rwanda, I don't know the population of Rwanda, but Ghana might be much more than them. So I totally disagree with what Obi is saying.
Chris.
You see, I I understand what Obi is saying. I think we, as a country or as a people, we are so much glued to the competition.
Or when he goes to Togo and he's doing his comedy, when he says La Plansion, you have an interpreter right there to do interpretation for you. Unless that comedy
Interpreter will be saying something, interpreting something else, and you will be saying something else.
Oh my God.
Especially if you use me as your interpreter.
I
tell you, you'll be in trouble. So you see, I think that he was just making reference to the fact that we have been so glued to the competition between Ghana and Nigeria. There are other spaces there that we can explore. There are other countries that we can explore. You see, even aside from comedy, we were here when we had King Promise in Asia. We had him in Asia selling, pubs and beaches and all of that. He sold out beaches and all of that. King Promise, he was not in Nigeria. He was not at Apollo. You understand? But then he also took a different market and it made a lot of noise here. In recent times, we have had this gospel musician here in the Western region. I mean,
SK
Frimpong. He's been to the South America. He's been to South America. Mm-hmm. Yes, he didn't go to Nigeria, even though he's had a hit or a song with the Nigerian, gospel musician. But he did not. He looked beyond going to Nigeria.
He didn't go to Nigeria.
No, he went.
That's why 2 weeks ago happened. I don't understand.
Oh.
He didn't go to Nigeria. You've just played the ball into my net. He didn't enter. If he entered Nigeria, the conversation people are having, they will stop having those bogus conversations. He didn't enter Nigeria because that has the biggest market, biggest African market.
I understand where you're coming from, but the thing is that
you're just trying to be mischievous. Don't.
Well, we can look beyond the Nigeria conversation. I mean, no two ways about it. Nigeria is big. They have, in terms of music, in terms of comedy, I think they have the biggest market here in Africa.
Exactly.
You understand? But we can also create our space. We can have that our space. Do we always have to compete with the Nigerians?
No.
Can't we also look beyond them and create? If the Nigerians are going to fill the what do you call this? The O2. Can't we also go elsewhere and fill something?
Let's fill O3.
Apollo. Can't we go to Apollo? Fill there. The likes of Sarko, they began filling Apollo Theater before we had Burna Boys and the Davidos filling the O2. You understand? So if we want to be so glued to that competition between Ghana and Nigeria, I think we will not create our space. We would always feel that no, we are behind, and so we have to, go with them, compete with them. I mean, we cannot always do this. Let's create our space. Let's see what we can also do. As it stands now, we have not gotten to the level that Nigeria is in terms of comedy, especially. And then even with music, recent Grammy nomination that came, look at the number of Nigerian musicians that have found themselves in the nomination list. How many Ghanaians are there? Only one. And even with that one Ghanaian musician in there, how many times do Ghanaians play his songs or make noise about him? You understand? So for me, I think we can go beyond that competition, that conversation of always Ghana competing with Nigeria. Let's look at that level where we can also create our space. What we can also do until we get to that level. I mean, we don't have to always be competing, or having a competition conversation around Ghana and Nigeria.